Welcome to ILA Next. We're here with Ray today, and we're going to walk through how to navigate through ILA Next, International Literacy Association's event for the month of October. So Ray, we're going to ask a few questions of Ray, and as we walk through, we hope this will be a helpful tool for you. Ray, how best for an attendee to access the sessions for each day once they've received their registration reminder?
Perfect, great question. So an attendee is going to receive that email, and if they open it up, within it there'll be a button, and if they click on that button, it should push them to the ILA site. And from there, what they'll do is they should be logged in. If they haven't set a password up, they'll have to set up that password. But once not, they'll get to their profile, and then from there, they can click on the My Live Events, and then from there, they'll be able to click on the Attend Event button. And that should push them into the next event page.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Of course.
After I am there on ILA Next, what is my next step to kind of knowing how to access my sessions? How would I access my sessions?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously you're going to be populated to the event summary. This is going to give you an overview of the event. But if you want to get into the session specifically, what you'll want to do is go into the Sessions tab. From there, you'll have a whole bunch of different options below here for all the different sessions that we have in all the different days throughout the month. And what you'd have to do in order to attend them is just click on the Attend Session button. And when you click on that, another tab will populate and you'll go into our player. And I'll show you that player, I think, in the next question.
Can you tell me a little bit more about how to set my calendar up for this?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, given the nature of this event, because it's, it's not just a day or two, it's through the course of the entire month, it's important to know that we also have the Add to Calendar feature. So if you see a session that you want to attend, you want to make sure you don't miss it, you can click on Add to Calendar, and you can go into either Outlook, your iCalendar, or your Google, and you can add this event, specifically this session, to your calendar.
That's really good to know, so I don't forget to join when I need to join.
Definitely.
So now let's take us over to a session and we can see how that looks.
So I'd click on Attend Session and then it would open up a tab, and we don't have it connected, but I'm going to show you what it would look like. So Perfect. Over here is what the player would populate to.
Wonderful.
So yeah, and any questions about this?
Once I'm there, how do I chat or poll or ask a question?
Definitely. So when you open up the player, what will happen is you'll have your speaker here and a PowerPoint, and that might change a little bit. But what you do need to know is all the different tools or interactive tools that you have are on the left-hand side. So you just click over here to chat, and if you don't see that, if the box is closed, you would just click on the box and it would open it up. Then from there, you'd be able to see all the chats that any of the other participants are chatting. You would also be able to put in any questions if you'd like. And there'll be a section here for polling, so you can see what polls have been pushed forward during the course of the session.
That sounds like it's fairly intuitive, so I'm sure we'll be able to navigate that. And just a quick question about if I get stuck, how do is there a place that I can ask for help, or what's the best way to handle that?
Yeah, definitely. So in the course of the event, if you have any problems, maybe audio problems or maybe connection issues, what you could do is you can go down to the bottom left-hand corner, and there is a button that says Request Support. From there, you can put in a chat, and it will be sent to one of our live individuals. It's our tech support system, and those people will reach out to you and make sure that they address all of your problems and get you to the optimal viewing experience.
Perfect. Good. Okay, so let's go back and walk through a little bit of some of the other kinds of sessions that we have taking place. We have mainstay sessions, we have learning labs and workshops, and exhibitor showcase opportunities. So let's talk a little bit about the learning labs. How do I attend a learning lab?
Yeah, so the first thing you got to do is you got to make sure that you know what a learning lab is, but also you need to know how to find it. So if you were to get into the event page and click on the sessions, just like where we're at right now, you could type in learning labs in the search filter, and if I click on learning, it should populate with the section that says learning labs associated with it. But just to verify, we wanted to make sure that we made an index. So we have a color coding index, and in the navy blue, I'm a little colorblind, so I apologize if it's not right on navy blue. that should be the tag or the level next to the session icon. So I know that this is a learning lab because the color index lines up accordingly.
That's great. And learning labs are open to all attendees, just so everyone knows. Those sessions are open to everyone who's registered, and you can select those at any time during the time that they're running live.
Perfect.
Let's talk a little bit about the workshops then. So we have workshop pathways that we've asked attendees to register for. We have a primary pathway, we have an intermediate pathway, we have a middle pathway, and we have a secondary pathway. So every registrant is signing up for a pathway, and I guess it'd be great to understand how they can locate that workshop for that particular day when they're ready to roll.
Perfect. So on that day, it's the same process. You'll get into the system, you go to your live event, and then you click on the Sessions tab. And it's the same exact setup as well as the Learning Labs, except for the color index in this case will be orange. So you look for the session that has a tag that correlates to this orange. So in this case, I have all of these sessions below. And if you don't have a session button and a 10 session button, that's okay. It just means that you haven't been registered for that specific session. So if you want to, you can probably reach out to ILA, but other than that, just click on the 10 session buttons with the correlating orange sessions that you have that button for.
And those will be pre-populated. So if I registered for secondary pathway, my secondary pathway button will appear when I open up this particular window, correct?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's go back up to talk a little bit about our Exhibitor Showcase. We're really excited about this. We have over 38 exhibitors and sponsors with us. So we want to make sure that we explain this a little bit. The Exhibitor Showcase is really blocked off in certain times. They happen every Saturday right after the main stage, and they take place for 1 hour from 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern Time, just before the Learning Labs. And what we've asked the exhibitors to do is be sure to be there to answer questions or man their showcases for that particular time. But in addition to that, they're also available 24/7 throughout the whole month. So anyone can jump on at any time. If you don't have time on a Saturday, you can certainly visit, leave a message, chat, and all the good things with our exhibitors. So if you could walk us through a little bit about how I can meet with or access or find one of our showcase exhibitors, that would be great.
Perfect. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is you're going to get into the event page again, same setup, except for in this time, instead of going on the Sessions tab, you're going to click down here to the Exhibitor and Sponsor Showcase. I want to add that there's a really cool feature for some of the exhibits. They actually can have a live Zoom meeting where they'll give their a showcase on whether it be their products or whatever the case may be. But when that happens, there'll be a little icon here that'll populate. It's going to be red and it'll say live. And so if you want to click on that, this would be entering into the virtual exhibit room. So inside of that, we have our virtual exhibit booths, and these would be the different names broken down. So in this case, I know that the chat's live because it shows that icon and it's in blue. And then when they do their virtual showcase, it'll also have a red live chat icon next to the chat icon, excuse me. So if you click on that, I'm going to click on the ILA's booth. I'm going to opt in to allow share my information. I just want to make sure that we're all data sensitive. And then from there, what we'll have is we'll be able to actually click on the virtual showcase for that Zoom room. But this is going to give you the ability to scroll through the different booths. And then from there, you'll be able to read up on what new things that they have, contact them. You could also go to the live chat and put in a message if you'd like, so you can get a conversation going.
Could we walk through one that might be, I think Macklin might have been a good one, or maybe one of the ones a little farther down on the scroll, just to give everyone an idea of what, oh, there it is, Mackin. That'd be great.
Perfect. Yeah, let's go to Mackin. So I'm going to share my information.
So
awesome.
You get a feel for what these experiences will be.
Definitely. So in this case, there's an overview, and that's going to give me the lowdown on the company or the group. I can go into the resources and actually download these resources, and I can view them. Go through their contacts list to see who we have that I could reach out to. Link to their website. I can obviously send that chat just like I said before. But what also is a really cool option is when they populate these, I'll be able to select a one-on-one Zoom meeting so that I could put in a time or select from the times that they have available, a time that I would be able to reach out to that individual one-on-one through a Zoom. And then the last is obviously what we talked about, that virtual showcase, which is a live meeting room. So once I get over here, if I follow that breadcrumb trail of the red live icons from here to the directory home for their for the booth to the virtual showcase, once I click on here, there will be a join meeting button. And once I click, it will push me into the Zoom meeting to get me to that live meeting.
That's great. Very helpful.
Yeah.
Are there any other tips that you think we should share with our registrants about navigating ILA Next that you think would be helpful?
There's a couple of things I want to make sure that you can see. So if you go into the sessions itself, if you don't want to see it in this format, we do also have a button up here that will give you your schedule at a glance. That might be a little bit easier for you to review what sessions and what times that they're populating. The next portion is if you're having any questions or any problems, you can also go down to the technical support here. That's another way for you to communicate with our team at Digitel to make sure that we're giving you the optimal viewing experience for your event. But past that, I mean, if you want to, last thing is a system checker. And this is just going to verify that the device that you're using is compatible to view the stream for your session. And in this case, I think it's just because I'm running on a Zoom, and on our video. But yeah, I just passed, so I'm all set to go. I think that's pretty much everything that we would need.
The last thing I might just want to click on is the handout tab. Those would be the handouts that would be available for any particular session. Is that correct?
Yeah. So if there is any, additional materials that need to be downloaded or referenced, and or you just want to have access to after the session, you can also go to the handouts tab here, and you'd find the specific session that you just attended. You could either take the name and copy and paste it from the agenda, so in this case the sessions tab, to the handouts section here, and then it'll populate the session, and you just click on the handouts button and it'll begin the download portion.
Great. Well, this has been so helpful, and I'm sure there'll be lots of questions, but this is just a way to get us started. And as always, remember that technical support button. That'll be really helpful. And we'll be available, ILA and Digitel staff will be available to answer and assist along the way. So, Ray, thank you so much for your time today.
Definitely.
Appreciate it. And we look forward to a great event in just a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much.